Chapter 5 of the Elite Flow Framework. You must learn to control your lustful energy and operate with a high level of dignity and self respect. This is learning to control your lustful energy is one of the most important pillars when freeing yourself from this anxiety and nervousness when trying to talk to women or engaging in high level conversation with women, because it is a lot harder to move and operate in a flow state, in an authentic, calm, cool, and collected state when the only thing on your mind is what she looks like naked, is what her boobs look like under her shirt, what her vagina is going to feel like, how good her ass looks in those jeans she has on. It is a lot harder for you to craft high level questions, that we've been talking about in the previous chapters. When that is on the forefront of your mind, you just can't get yourself to stop. When you're staring at how good her cleavage looks, or how nice her lips might feel, how plump and juicy her lips look, and you can't wait to kiss them. Like, when that is on the forefront of your mind, you cannot be in a free flowing state. It's impossible. Now, one way to cure this is to move and operate with a sense of dignity and self respect. What I mean by high level of dignity and self respect is any woman who looks good should not be allowed to just have your sexual energy, bro. No, any and every woman that just exists on this earth should not be able to experience you sexually. You need to value your sexual energy. You need to understand that you are rare, that your sexual energy is significant. It should not just be given frivolously to any woman who desires it. Because, like I said in one of the previous chapters, sex with you as a man, sex with men in general, has been so devalued because we give it to any woman who asks for it. Now, there's different levels of the game, right? And I'm going to get to the self-respect, which you should just naturally have. But let's talk about just the sexual market, shall we? Let's talk about just the natural climate of the game. Now, we know that men get valued by having a lot of bodies, right? It is not shamed like women are shamed if they have a lot of sexual partners, because in society it's easy for a woman to get laid because every man will sleep with her, right? Now, we know the lowest of the low, they're in the sexual marketplace, in the sexual market, the least valued in the sexual market are going to be those incels, the guys who can't get any girls in bed even if they tried, no matter how bad they wanted, right? We know that these guys are labeled as the least valuable. They're the least attractive. They're the most undesirable because they can't get laid, right? Now, above them are the normies, quote unquote, the average Joe schmo. He'll maybe have 3 sexual partners in his entire life if he's lucky. He can get something, but not a lot, because they also deem it hard, right? The men above those average guys are going to be what most men consider the high value guys, the guys that are sleeping with every girl. They're getting girls on girls on girls. They smashing girls left and right, a brand new girl every weekend. These things like that, right? There's only one man above those guys, because society deems those guys super high because he can get a lot of girls, right? Girls aren't easy. Getting girls into bed isn't easy. So if he can have sex with hundreds of women, he's super amazing. He's super high quality. And there is some truth to that, because it does take a very attractive man. It does take a man who is very well versed in understanding of female nature, what women find attractive, what they like, what they appreciate, and he uses it to his own will to get him the outcomes that he desires, right? Now, There's one man above him, and that is the man who could be sleeping with hundreds of women, plenty of women, if he desired, but he's selective with the women that he shares his sexual energy with. He is not enslaved by his sexual desires. He does not give himself to any decent looking woman who wants to experience him. No. He has standards. This is why women have been running the game. This is why women have had the upper hand on the game, because they have higher sense of discipline. You think women don't want to have sex and to get smashed just as bad as we want to smash them? No, their desire is the same, if not higher. But I believe, this is just my, hypothesis, or my theory. This is my theory. Women don't get shamed for masturbating. Women have whole stores full of toys and gadgets that women can use to get themselves off. Yet we're still labeled as the horny ones. We're still labeled as the fiend ones. Why? Because when women are interacting with men, they're still choosy. They're still choosy. They're not going to just give themselves to every decent looking man. No, he has to meet a certain standard. They have to see if he has certain qualities about himself. And if this guy doesn't meet that standard or quality, she has no problem going home in her bed and using one of her 4 gadgets that are in her nightstand and getting herself off, getting herself to that orgasm. But for us as men, if we watch porn, if we aren't jacking off or masturbating, we have this huge culture that shames us men. Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Oh, it shows that you need to be with a real woman. It shows that you can't. It's telling your subconscious that you can't get a real girl. You got to do all that. So we're so shamed that we feel this need and craving. Oh, I need to be with a girl. I need to be with a girl. Any girl that comes your way, you're trying to smash because you're in that lustful energy. It makes us even more lustful. Right? But now, like I was saying, this is king level game. Having a genuine self-respect. Just because she looks good doesn't mean I'm going to insert myself in her. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, she could have an STD that could change your life forever and potentially end it very fast if she has a certain disease. You mess around and get genital herpes. You get, oh, I could wear a condom. Which they don't prevent everything. But let's say hypothetically, you're going to put the condom on when she's giving you head? You wake up the next week, you have genital herpes. You have sores all on your Johnson because you was messing with a girl that looked good on the exterior, but you was fiending. You were fiending. You were in that lustful energy. You need to understand, you need to think about these certain consequences that could come from just inserting yourself in any woman. For one, and two, your value is raised by the woman. She can smell if you're fiending to just get in her pants. She can sense when you're a man who is chilling. He gets plenty of girls. You're an attractive man. And whether you smash this girl or not, you're not tripping. You don't care. There's millions, literally billions of women on this planet. You're not tripping off of inserting yourself in this one. And that should be the mentality that you have when you're on the date. And I know your natural instinct, because I'm not different, bro. I'm not an alien, bro. I've gained wisdom and knowledge that has allowed me to alter my initial thought. Or not initial, but my afterthought. So when I see a bad girl in the gym, I'll be like, oh my God, she look good. Oh my God, I don't know her, but that slight second of pedestalization is there. Oh my God, she looks so good in it. But then I gotta wake myself up. Hold on. And I have to revert back to the game. Revert back to the wisdom. I don't know her. She could be an evil individual. She could be crazy. She could give me a life-threatening sexually transmitted disease. And I wouldn't know. So I'm not going to be super fiend out to insert myself in her. I'm going to chill and see if she qualifies to have that experience with me. Right? This also comes with sexual confidence as well. If you've learned the game from the Mesmerizing Man Masterclass, the 12-week program, if you've learned the tips and tricks on how to get a woman off, you know how to use your Johnson, regardless of its size, to hit certain spots in the woman's vagina to almost essentially guarantee her to climax. Right? If you know what you're doing with your Johnson, you know what you're doing with your fingers, with your mouth, and you have that certain level of sexual confidence that you know how to make a woman finish or climax, right? The perspective that I have adopted is her having a sexual experience with me would be me giving her a gift, not her giving me a gift. Does that make sense? I'm giving y'all a lot of game, but it's important, seriously. If you do know what you're doing, I've had experiences, not to this is not to brag or anything, but this is literally this is just game. And this could be you. I've had experiences with girls since I've furthered my knowledge and wisdom on the female anatomy, how to get them off. I've had women finish 6 or 7 times, bro. 8 times in one session, bro. How many do I get? I get one finish, bro. I get one climax, bro. She should be fighting to get that from me. I shouldn't be trying to fight, or I shouldn't be, oh, I can't. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Me having a sexual experience with her would be me giving her a gift. And not every woman deserves this gift. Not every attractive body deserves to just have me, bro. That is sacred, bro. That is personal, bro. When you operate like a king, when you operate like a select man and have standards of the women that not only that you be with and commit to, but also for the women that you have sex with and engage in a very spiritually bonding practice with. When you're selective with the women that you engage in that activity with, also, it allows you to chill. And I'm saying genuinely. Genuinely. See how her breath's smelling. See how where her hygiene's looking like. How she's dressing. How's her skin looking. Does she take care of herself? Is she going to be clean down there? Are you going to be comfortable doing certain things? Take your time. Just because it look good don't mean it's always good. And this comes this is coming from a man who has had a good number of experiences with women. A woman can be looking gorgeous, everything looking good, and then you get down there and it smells. There's a bad odor. She don't clean herself right, or she eating nothing but fast food all the time, so there's a stench in the room. If you've engaged in it, that whole time it's you so turned off you don't even want to do it. But on the date or during the approach, you were so nervous. Oh my gosh, she looks so good. Oh my gosh, I hope I can lust. And then you snap out of it. You need to snap yourself out of it prior. The first thought we can't control. We're men. I'm a man. I still do it to this day. I see a girl. Oh my gosh, she fine. But then I revert back to the game. I snap out of it. Let me operate with a certain level of self-respect. I'm gonna have some respect for my Johnson. I'm gonna have some respect for my man piece, and not just let every girl have it or attempt to put it inside of every girl. When you're selective of who you allow the blessed opportunity of having a sexual experience with you, this will allow you to naturally ask questions to see if she is qualified to even have that experience with you, leading you to deeper conversations. When you're asking questions of how she does certain things, who she is as a person, what she typically eats, what her diet is like, what her hygiene is like, what her routine is like, then you revert back to the framework. You revert back to calm, cool, collected. I'm not tripping. I'm not fiending. It is not on my forefront to have a sexual experience with her. What's on my forefront is to see if she deserves a sexual experience from me, to see if she deserves for me to even pay for this date. Her attitude could be so sour, personality could be so trash that I don't even want to pay for this date, let alone sleep with you. Right? So, yes, what are your core principles as a man? What are your values? See if she aligns with them and ask her questions based on those things. These things will take you out of, oh, I want to have sex with her. Oh, I want to have sex with her. You know? And when you are in this vibration, when you're in this mentality, women can sense, and we're talking about beautiful women here. We're not talking about the average woman. This entire framework is based around beautiful women, women who get attention often, women who get compliments often, right? Because you don't need a framework on how to talk to the ugly girl. You're not nervous. You're chilling. This is for beautiful women. And beautiful women are always getting hit on. Men are, if they do go on a date, or if they do match with somebody, or if they do get approached by a guy, they can see that, oh, his tongue is hanging out of his mouth and he's salivating. He wants to insert himself in her. That is her typical experience with men, because most men are constantly operating in their lower energy centers, which is their lustful energy, right? Since that is their typical experience, if you come, right, and you're different, you're not pressed about if you're going to have sex with her, or that's not even on your mind. She can sense that you're thirst. You don't have that thirst there. And that is going to separate you apart. On top of it, if you are on your stuff, you have mastered your 3 pillars of the inner game, the outer game. You're looking good. You're smelling good. You're intellectually sound. You're asking her questions. And you're not pressed about having sex with her. And you're talking with a slow, calm, chill demeanor. Flirtatious and seductive. She is going to be trying to smash you rather than her being the pedestalized one looking down on you, and you're trying to, can I please have sex with you? What do I have to do to be able to have sex with you? Rather than her being in the position of power, right? She is going to be looking up at you because you're a rare individual that must be so valuable that women constantly give it up to. That's why he's not pressed. That's why you're not stressing about it, because you get it all the time. You have sex with beautiful women all the time. This is what she's thinking about. And he must be special. He must be different. And when this sets you apart, this has the woman, she's getting wet. She's going to be trying to get to your place or get you back to her place. And if you get back to her place and you still running the same chill framework, I'm not saying just be completely act like you have zero sexual desires, but definitely flirt, definitely show that interest, you know what I'm saying, romantically, but don't be pressed for it. It's not all you can think about. It shouldn't be all you can think about. You think about that later if she makes the cut. And naturally, that's going to make her want to make the cut for you. She's going to want to put herself in position to be the most attractive to you, so that maybe if she's lucky, she will be able to attain the sexual experience from you, because that is now your brand. That is the impression that you have given off. You don't give yourself to any and every girl. You only give it to select few who qualify, that are beautiful enough, that are sweet enough, that are down to earth enough, that are intellectual enough, that have good enough character and personality. She is going to try to show you that she is worthy. This is where you flip the game. Now, this is a little bit for the higher ticket program that you'll have to pay for, but that's a little gem right there. So that pretty much wraps up chapter 5. Learn to control your lustful energy, brother, and move and operate with a sense of dignity and high level self-respect. Nothing of value can just be attained by any and everyone. Yet, men believe that it doesn't apply to us. Oh, if I can get with every single girl, I'm valuable, bro. No, no, no. If any and every girl can have you, you're not him, bro. You're not valuable, bro. You're not. You're not. You might be more valuable than the average Joe, but there's other guys who are topping that, and those are the men who get king treatment. Women don't just have quick flings with those guys. Those girls are giving those guys money. Those guys are doing any and everything that they can for those guys in order to stay in those particular guys' life that move like kings and operate like kings. They treat themselves like a king. They view themselves as a king. But I'm not going to beat up a dead horse, man. That pretty much wraps up chapter 5. I'll see you guys in chapter 6.